Meghan Markle is getting some bad news. Really, 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 really bad news. Because you see, she had this American Riviera orchard or American orchard Riviera. I can never get it straight. Anyway, it's basically, supposed to be like Goop that Gwyneth Paltrow created. And she thought she could use her brand to create this lifestyle line. So she came up with all these cute little jams, like little bottles of jams that she made. And then she was going to sell them, I guess. She gave them out to her celebrity friends. Maybe she was going to sell the cooking utensils that she made to make the jam. I don't know. But, after all of this work that she put in to publicizing all of this, it turns out she hasn't produced a single product, and we know why. It turns out she can't. She can't because she never bothered to get the trademark registration. And now they just told her no, Meghan, you cannot have American Riviera. That's what it is, orchard. You cannot trademark that. So her application for the trademark was denied again. So she can't actually produce stuff because somebody else, I guess, has that trademark and that patent. And I just say, are people that vacuous that they actually think they can come up with a brand and then actually package it and put it online and give a whole sob story about the whole darn thing, but never actually have dotted the I's and crossed the T's to the point where you actually file for a proper trademark? I mean, it's like one of the first things we did at 76 Research. You know what? We said, okay, does anybody else have this name? What are the concerns about the name? Like the trademark, blah, blah, blah. It's like one of the first steps you do. This is business 101. And how is it that Meghan Markle didn't know to do that? I mean, is she just that? She's probably not that bright. She's a script reader and a bad script reader at that. And clearly he's no great shakes. I mean, he fell for her, right? Calling it like it is. Good chance to give a shout out to some people who are smart. Myself and my colleague there at 76 Research. Take a look at our income builder portfolio. Wow, up 15% versus the S&P over the last 3 months, was just been up 6%. You can get your income builder portfolio as well as your American resilience portfolio, as well as your inflation protection portfolio. You can do the whole Founders Club and get the 76 report too. That's actually the best value. And I encourage you to do that. You just need to go to 76research.com. In fact, if you just want to get 76 report, you use code word dollar. Code word dollar, you guys, because that'll actually get you the first 2 months for just $1. And you're going to get a lot of stock picks in there. And listen, it helps. Every bit helps. The market was way down yesterday. What did I do? I went in and I bought. Look, one of the reasons I created this was to help everyday people. And I think everyday people are kind of confused. There's a lot of complexity. And by the way, the financial media, of which I was part of, they don't help. Like they speak in like another language. When I was first interviewing for a job on Wall Street, I was in school, I remember, and I used to turn on CNBC, which I eventually worked for, but I would turn on CNBC to just kind of acquaint myself with the language and introduce the language to myself, like, when people are talking about earnings, this, that, and the other. And I fell asleep, okay? I fell asleep. I remember I kept trying to put it on, and I kept falling asleep. It was that, it's that boring because it's like a B2B audience. They're only talking to each other. And, without naming any names, I know a lot of people whose entire goal at that network was just to talk to a certain audience above, like you're talking on a different plane, and they kind of prided themselves on that. That's not what we do. We want to make sure that we help you figure out the best path forward for yourself. Now, you've probably been watching NVIDIA, right? NVIDIA has been like on a tear. Important stock to watch. Probably a stock that you're invested in if you're invested in an S&P 500 index. We actually don't own NVIDIA in any of our model portfolios. We deliberately chose not to, thinking, okay, you can get it if you're in the S&P. So you're probably exposed to it in some other way, shape, or form. But we also wanted to find stocks that weren't as volatile as something like NVIDIA. So there are different ways to play the AI opportunity, the meta opportunity, without actually specifically being in NVIDIA. And so we've had a lot of success. I really do encourage you guys to go to the website to sign up. Just $1. Just get the 76 report. Go to 76report.com. Type in code word dollar. I'm putting it in the show notes as well because listen, this stuff, it's an important time. And any leg up you can get is important because, otherwise, you're always going to be stuck in that catch-up spot. And if they keep inflating things, and inflation continues to erode your US dollar, then you're going to continue to always be behind the 8 ball. So that's my little speech to you for today.